And in the studio with us this morning, live and direct from downtown Lubbock, it's David Cho, the director of one of our greatest assets in Lubbock, the Lubbock Symphony Orchestra. Good morning, David.
Good morning.
So do you live downtown?
No, just south part of town. Just
You work downtown.
I
Yeah.
know he works downtown.
Yeah.
I was just the way you said that, I was like, man,
So-
maybe he lives downtown.
So we've you've been flitting around the United States recently in New York City. I saw some of your social media posts.
yes, sir.
What were you doing in New York City?
Well, the Buddy Holly Hall is purchasing brand new pianos, so we were piano shopping.
You had to go to New York City to buy a piano?
Yes. Well, prior to this trip, we went to Dallas to check out a couple of galleries.
Yeah.
And we're shopping around. We want the best instruments for the new hall.
And you're buying 3 pianos.
Yes, sir.
And now these aren't your regular $500 pianos, are they?
No, they're $150,000.
Oh no! Get out! $150,000.
Well, Lipa is so generous to have us tour these piano galleries. I won't mention the merchants, but they produce the finest instruments in the world, and Lipa is so generous to allow our community
Well,
to
we're-
hear this instruments.
we
We're
can't go-
having a state-of-the-art building, or concert hall
Yes, sir.
in the Buddy Holly Center.
Yes.
Why not have $500,000 worth of pianos?
Well, I was thinking you could just go grab the upright down the street and then see how that sounds in that nice, amazing hall.
True. Well, any great pianist could make any piano sound great, but
Yeah.
we want to live up to the name of Buddy Holly Hall
Yeah.
and the new hall, so we want to have new pianos.
And to be honest, y'all have a lot of high-end pianists that come into town. I mean, every year y'all have one a lot of times, don't you?
Yeah, and sometimes two.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not something that won't be used.
Oh, it'll be used quite often.
Now, when is the expected move-in date for you?
September 2020.
September.
Yeah.
Can you buy season tickets now for next year?
Absolutely. This is a perfect time to join the membership because we'll be performing in the Civic Center, our last few concerts.
Yeah.
And, in September, we'll be moving into the new venue. So whoever joins as subscribers, you get to witness the transition that the Lubbock Symphony will make. And I think, as you said, it's crown jewel of our community here. And it's been in existence for 75 years. And we're performing all kinds of music for all kinds of audience, young and old. And, we're ending our season with Night at the Movies. So that's very exciting.
Well, and you just had, when you were here just recently, you were about to have all the school kids from the South Plains to come and hear the orchestra.
Yes, we have a great education program here, spearheaded by our Director of Education, Jeanette Marquis, and she managed to bring in 2,600 students to the Civic Center in the span of 2 concerts, and we were so happy to see them.
And these were kids from around the South Plains, from school districts around the South.
Yes, satellite towns,
Yeah.
including the satellite towns.
Right.
Yes, so
Well, I'm sure that probably for many of them, probably the vast majority of them, had never heard a symphony orchestra before.
well, our goal is to have these children listen to the symphony for the first time, and 20 years down the road, they'll remember,
Exactly.
I do remember that piece.
Exactly. Because
Or
of-
maybe they'll decide to learn an instrument and become
Absolutely.
a member of one.
Of course. Music is a primary tool to connect the left and the right brain
someone
hemispheres.
told me something one time,
Yeah.
and I want you to tell me if it's true.
Yes.
If you go to Europe, you do not find horns in orchestra. They're all strings. And they said the reason is because they don't play football in Europe, where you have marching bands that use brass and woodwind instruments like we do here.
Uh-huh.
Orchestras in the United States, we have strings, woodwinds, and brass.
Uh-huh.
You haven't heard that.
No. In fact, orchestra comes from Europe. So, they do have horns in
Do
the
they?
orchestra.
There's
Absolutely.
Well,
this thing called
they
a
do now.
French horn.
Well, I don't know that it was from France, though.
Oh, we call them horns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're here to talk about an upcoming concert.
Yes, tomorrow at Luca Ice House, we have this very eclectic program called Sound Concerts. And it's going to be at the Ice House of Luca, once again, at 7:30. and it's a very intimate setting.
Yeah,
but
so it's a small venue.
yeah, smaller venue, but it's kind of industrial venue. You could see the black walls, and we'll have media integrated into the music, featuring the music of our local composer, DJ Spar. He's a world-renowned composer. He's married to our principal violist, Kimberly Spar. And Kimberly Spar has a band called Scabaret. And they're going to perform songs arranged by Amy Ferris. And I know, stay with me for a second. Amy Ferris's husband is Scott Ferris. And he's the one integrating the media to the music we'll be performing. So it's going to be an exciting, eclectic, sort of outside of the box program. We have 2 intermissions, very short 3-part concert, 20 minutes each, so people can listen to 20 minutes of music, mingle for 10 minutes, come back to their seats, listen to 20 more minutes, another intermission, and 20 minutes of music. So it's very informal and yet eclectic, intriguing.
Good.
Yeah, and
Tell us where and
yes,
and when and
where will be at LUCA, Louise Hopkins Underwood Center for the Arts, downtown, just across the street from the Lubbock Symphony office, in the Ice House. There are many venues, but the room we'll be performing is Ice House. It's going to be at 7:30 tomorrow. So that's February 4th.
And do y'all have tickets for those?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
it's
available?
very limited
Mm-hmm.
seats available right now. So you have to call very quickly, 762-1688, or go online, lubbocksymphony.org, or come by at our office, 601 Avenue K.
And then you have a concert February 28th and 29th as well.
Yes, it's the Ravishing Rachmaninoff Symphony No. 3, conducted by our guest conductor from Abilene Philharmonic. His name is David Itkin, and he's a great maestro, beloved by the musicians of the symphony. And he'll be joined by some music of Dvorak, the famous Dvorak cello concerto. And the artist who's coming, he apparently owns the cello formerly played by Pablo Casals. Those of you who are listening, Pablo Casals is like Patrick Mahomes of football. And he plays on the Pablo Casals cello. So it's going to be a spectacular evening. And to round up our Masterworks season, we have Masterworks number 5, which will be Tchaikovsky Violin Concerto, April 24th and 25th. Chi-Yun will be playing Tchaikovsky Violin Concerto, and the symphony will perform Stravinsky's Petrushka to finish our Masterworks season. It's going to be the last Masterworks concert in the Civic Center.
in April?
Yes.
That's it, huh?
Yeah. And as I told you earlier, we're going to round up the season with Night at the Movies, which is May 8th at 7:30 at the Civic Center.
Okay, so May 8th then will be the final concert of the year.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Night at the Movies.
and you say goodbye to the Civic Center forever.
Not forever. We'll be performing at the Civic Center once in a while because Buddy Holly Hall is going to be used by many different institutions. Sometimes there's not going to be room for the symphony.
Yeah.
So we'll be performing in the new venue 90% of the time, but sometimes we'll have to play in the Civic Center.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, we're looking forward to it because let's see, we had someone in that was head of construction. Was it not? Just not long ago, and they were giving us some of the specs on that thing, and it's just incredible.
Yes, I mean, they're going to
It's gonna
acquire
be,
a certificate of occupancy, which is CO, by June or July, and they're going to tune the hall, meaning the acoustation will come in, have orchestra there, have the piano there, and test out the sounds and tweak the acoustics so the community can enjoy the amazing NC15 acoustics, which is the best acoustics.
The heating and air is all underneath where you don't hear it.
Oh, exactly. When they push in the AC, you're not going to hear anything.
Yeah, that's going to be spectacular.
Yeah,
Lubbock's going to be so proud of that.
I think it's going to transform downtown, and young people, they're going to graduate from Texas Tech and stay in Lubbock instead of leaving to get jobs. So it's going to be a just booming town. Kind of don't want people to know about Lubbock because it's a crown jewel. It's a wonderful gem that's kind of tucked away, in the midst of West Texas, but you can't help it. It's becoming great. So
you're absolutely right.
People know about it.
And I'll tell you, we're becoming a major factor.
Absolutely.
It's growing by leaps and bounds.
Yes.
And we have some great things. I mean, not only the Buddy Holly Hall, but there's just so many great things in the works.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes. He won the Super Bowl. Texas Tech grad. And we have a fabulous basketball team.
Yes.
I love Chris Beard.
And a baseball team.
Yes.
And a track team.
People are so genuinely hospitable. I mean, you'll never run into a place like this in the world. You know, you get a flat tire, you get sidelined. People actually swing by and say, you know, can I help you?
Yeah.
It's incredible here. I love Lubbock.
That's great. That's absolutely great. Well, once again, remind people where they can get tickets for the event.
Yes, call us at 762-1688. That's the phone number for Lubbock Symphony Orchestra. Go online, lubbocksymphony.org, or swing by at our office, 601 Avenue K.
And that concert is?
February
when?
4th, 7:30. That's Sound, the chamber series. And our last two masterworks will be April 24th and 25th, and February 28th and 29th.
Well, thanks for coming by this morning, David.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Matt.
All
Thank
right.
you, Dave.
All right, we'll take a quick break and be back with more of Dave and Matt in the morning on KFYO after this.